What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you those 40 facts on the Warhammer 40k universe that we all know and love. And today we are talking about probably my favorite Imperium force section categorization. I don't even know what to call this. This is the Solar Watch. So the Solar Watch is a shield host of the Adeptus Custodes. So what a shield host means is basically like a splinter, like an offshoot of the Adeptus Custodes, and it is just amazing. Um, First and foremost, I love the color scheme. The white, the gold, the red just looks amazing. That's why I chose it for my Celestial Sons. And then, these guys are basically outside of the Segmentum Solar. Well, not outside. They're like on the fringe of the Segmentum Solar, and they basically just protect things. They're really badass, really awesome. So I'm going to talk about them today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as we talk about 40 facts on the Solar Watch. So the Solar Watch, also known as the Castellans of the Blessed Worlds, is a shield host of the Adeptus Custodes, the stalwart guardians of the Emperor of Mankind. The Sol system is amongst the most heavily fortified of mankind's stellar holdings, and the Custodes consider its worlds, star forts, and space lanes to be extensions of their master's palace, and so they ensure that they are guarded accordingly. Therefore, it has fallen to the custodians of the Solar Watch to act as castellans, standing eternal vigil for threats against the throne world and the worlds of the Segmentum Solar. From the vast orbital fortresses of Luna to the cloud keeps of Jupiter and the deep space star forts of the Halo Belt, humanity maintains hundreds of strongholds throughout the Sol system. Billions of weapons point menacingly into the dark gulfs of space, ready to unleash spectacular devastation upon any foolish one enough to threaten mankind's seat of power. Armored towers and gargoyle-festooned bastions loom over every approach, sanctified against the foul machinations of the Emperor's many foes. Entire fleets of Imperial Navy ships prowl the space lanes, vigilant for the slightest threat. Yet perhaps the most formidable of all of Terra's outer defense measures are the custodians of the Solar Watch. Consisting of several shield companies of varying strength, the Solar Watch swear binding oaths to keep guard over the outer bastions of the throne world. They see themselves as the first true line of defense for the Imperial Palace, and they believe it is their duty to ensure that no external threat ever makes it as far as Terra. To this end, they constantly patrol routes between the worlds and void structures of the Sol system, ever vigilant for more danger. Though they typically travel via naval craft and interstellar trade ships, the Solar Watch maintain a formidable concentration of venerable land raiders, and they are typically able to deploy forces that are predominantly, if not entirely, mechanized. This allows them to respond swiftly and with overwhelming force to any potential threat. While such dangers are not common within the Sol systems, they are certainly not abhorred of. The Solar Watch has been instrumental in bringing an end to demon-worshipping chaos cults, inquisitorial coups, and subtle Xenos incursions on every world bar Mars. While their authority technically extends to the Red Planet, the Adeptus Custodes are wise enough to maintain cordial relations with the servants of the Omnissiah, and so travel to that world only occasionally, trusting the cult Mechanicus to police their own deviants. The more aggressive of the Captain Generals of the Adeptus Custodes have traditionally charged the Solar Watch with performing sporadic Talon sorties. These involve the Watch-gathering shield company's strength forces and launching strikes against prevailing threats in the star systems closest to Terra. The Solar Watch do not waste their resources in war zones, already heavily invested in by Imperial forces. Rather, they sally out to destroy developing threats or to eliminate enemies that have broken existing Imperial lines. Deploying aboard their own venerable land raiders, they slam into their enemies in fast-moving armored spearheads, prioritizing the slaughter of command elements and heavy combat assets. The Solar Watch cripple their enemies' capacity to function as an army of conquest before abruptly withdrawing, leaving lesser Imperial forces to mop up what remains. After all, the duty of guarding the Sol system is a vital one, and the Solar Watch cannot leave their posts for too long. And that's pretty much the basics to the Solar Watch. So now let's talk about one of their notable campaigns, Zagstomp's Doom. So during an unknown date in the 42nd millennium, the orcs of Wa Zagstamp were overrunning the Iron Warrior citadel of Miseries after a grueling 3-year siege. And they grew massive and powerful, for they fed on a diet of constant warfare, and they were equipped with the looted tanks and war engines of the butchered Iron Warriors. So Zagstamp's hordes boarded their ramshackle void ships and left towards Terra. But before they can attempt to punch their way into the warp, custodians of the Solar Watch materialized within the engine decks and mech bays of the Greenskins' capital ships. Guns blazing, the custodians held off the orcs long enough to plant vortex implosion detonators on every ship. The survivors then teleported back to their own ships and jumped away into the warp. In attempting to give chase, the orcs triggered the vortex bombs, and their vast fleet, which Imperial doomscryers warned would appear on the fringes of the Sol system, were consumed by a ferocious energy storm. Now that is badass. Like, just picturing this epic fight in my mind is just amazing. There really needs to be a movie or some kind of epic animation that GW does. Even if it's only like 5-minute shorts or something like that, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, that concludes our 40 facts into the Solar Watch. Please stay tuned, guys, because tomorrow we will be going into the other, legions? No, other shield companies. There you go, that's the word I'm looking for. Other shield companies of the Adeptus Custodes. So first and foremost, I will most likely be collecting some of these models. I already got the Dreadnoughts. I've got a Telemon. I've got 2 with the spear, and one of the ones with the shield and sword. So I'm good on Dreadnoughts. Now I just need some actual foot soldiers and maybe an HQ, and I've got a small force to fight alongside my Celestial Sons. I'm gonna write the lore for that later on. Kind of want to focus on getting the models and getting them painted. So yeah, I've got a lot planned for my armies for the Celestial Sons and the Infernal Sons for that matter. I'm almost done with the Infernal Sons. I've got like 1 or 2 more models that I need, and then I'll be Gucci, as they say. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about the Solar Watch or the Adeptus Custodes in general. Are you guys happy that they got their own book? Are you happy that their Forge World models are gonna get rules? I don't know when, but I know it's happening. Or at least that's what the rumors say. So that's going to be awesome, because there's a whole bunch more models in Forge World that we can't use in 8th edition yet. So with the inclusion of this, it's going to be awesome. I think I've said awesome too many times in this video. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we post 40k videos each and every day. As always, I'm the Sound Alchemist, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with more 40k lore.